Hi, everyone. Holy smokes, it's been a day. I hope everyone here is doing well. I know we're off to a bit of a late start tonight. Thank you so much for your patience as we get through the process of being a frickin' busy adult. Isn't it just something? Yeah, today has been a day. But woof. We're here, we're queer, and we're ready to veer into well, all the craziness and all that good stuff. Thank you for the lovely rose petal serenade as always, War. Appreciate you, dear. Welcome on in. Whew. I am a little tired. But we're here, and I'm, yes, again, bit of a late start, but, you know, it is what it is. We're going to try and see how far we can get tonight. I don't know that we're going to finish the game tonight, but we're ready to play the odds with Stray Gods. Hey, that's good. I like that. That's solid. I love it. I'm here for it. But yes, we last left off. We got done with Aphrodite's party, which, boy, that was, well, stressful to say the least, but we made it through, and she chose to live. No, hold up. A full recap? Oh boy. All right, where do we start? So to start from the very beginning, you were falling asleep for like the last 2 hours? Oh no. All right, well, let's see. We met a muse. The muse, died in our arms. And when the muse died in our arms, we took on the muse, Calliope. We took on the eidolon of that particular muse, so their spirit or their essence essentially went into us. And so now we have special singing powers. And then we get to try to use those powers to bring out people's inner desires and wants and what have yous through song. Because guess what? It's a musical, and that's how things work in this world. Then, of course, you know, we meet the idols, aka the lovely slew of gods, including, of course, Athena and Persephone and Artemis, excuse me, Aphrodite and Apollo. And yes, we have to solve the murder, all that good stuff. We have a week basically to try to prove our innocence because they think that we're the ones who killed Calliope, but alas, we did not. We went around, we gathered some information, we flirted with a bunch of people. I was reprimanded for flirting with a bunch of people by viewers like you, and basically decided that Freddy is going to be our gal for this particular run, even though I still really wanted to flirt with Persephone, and I did flirt with Apollo, and I did kind of flirt with Pan. There was a lot of flirting going around. I mean, look, it's that voice. It's that voice. I mean, the horns don't hurt either, but it's definitely that voice. Regardless. Yes. So that was a thing that happened, and oh, looks like that command is not working properly, so we'll have to take a look at that and figure out why that's not working. We did have a new command that was updated here in case y'all weren't aware. Hey, look, at least doing it manually seems to work. But yes, we have a link to my Smule account. For those of you who are not aware, Smule is an awesome karaoke app where you can sing with people across the world in duets or do solo acts and all this other good stuff. And yeah, it's been a little fun thing I've been having a lot of good experiences with, both doing duets and doing solo pieces. If you want to have some opportunities to hear me sing some things badly, check out this link. I also have a new request button that y'all can see if you click down below with channel point redemptions. If y'all have a particular song you would like to hear me attempt to sing, put it in the request, and I will try to make it happen before the next stream. That's going to be a new thing that we're doing. So yeah, there's that. But yes, I figured I'd at least announce the lovely musical edition since we are doing a musical game. Huzzah! Isn't that just charming? All right, without any further ado, let's see. What else? We went around. That's right. We met with Hecate and the Minotaur had a very adorable love song together. They're a thing now. What else was there? Let's see. What else was there? Then, of course, we went to Aphrodite's party, which was Very depressing, but we asked her to live. We got her to live. So that worked out. That worked out in our favor. And I believe that's about where we left off. Oh, that's right. We also did end up meeting up with Medusa. We did convince her to spill the beans a little bit on the fact that it seemed like some people were in on some information, particularly Athena. So the plot thickens. We're getting all these little odds and ends and everything all tied together, and it seems like some people are knowing more than they're letting on. So that's curious, and maybe now we'll get some more answers and find out what's more. And we'll find more opportunities to shamelessly flirt with people, because that's really the most important part of this game. And so where we last left off, I believe if I recall correctly, we were having a conversation with Persephone, and then I don't remember what happened beyond that, but I think that was about where we left off, as we were having a conversation with Persephone. So let's go ahead and get into things, and let's see where this takes us. Yes, more shameless flirting, because that is really the main reason why we're playing this game, not to actually get to the actual story. It's just to shamelessly flirt with people. Let's see. Time to head back home for now. Perfect timing. Yes, we just finished our conversation with Persephone and we were heading home. That's right. Or we can also talk to Freddy. Grace's apartment, talk to Freddy. Grace's apartment, talk to Freddy. I think we should talk to Freddy. Hey, you're in it for the flirting, but I'm down to solve the murder. Hey, ¿por qué no los dos? Talk to Freddy, go. And then we'll go home.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse?
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having.
All the adventures.
I stopped the goddess of love from killing herself, I guess?
It's not insignificant.
Whoa. Do gods have interventions? You know, they're nothing like I thought they would be. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
I was wondering what was going on. Apparently the window was open. All right, now that we got that solved. All right, let's see. Howard, Kaz, and Brian. That's right. We never really heard from them since this whole thing of her supposedly going after them. So let's see what's going on.
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life.
God damn it, Brian.
Is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz Oh.
Duh.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell
Come
us.
on, how did no one call that?
Now it's best
They were
to
totally a
not mix them
couple.
up in this.
All right, let's see. Sorry about the
I
band.
should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You don't seem so mad.
Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
I actually kind of like that band
I
name.
really hate that name.
It's a great name.
You can't
Grace,
just
you're
solve all
wrong.
the drama and name the band, okay?
No.
That's the rule.
I'm sorry, Grace, you're wrong. Let's see. What do you know about the gods?
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's got to be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
Let's see. Ask about Calliope.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9. Though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her
Reliable
specialty.
sources.
Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
All right, let's ask about Apollo.
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can
All the Greek gods were, let's be real.
Lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
See?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
I don't know. They were all pretty promiscuous. Let's ask about Athena. Let's ask about Persephone.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Right?
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Gets a bad rap for that one for sure. Oh geez, Zeus swan bonking everyone. Honk honk. It's a bonk honk honk. Yep, a honk bonk. A honk a bonk. A honk bonk. A bonk honk. Honk bonk. Bonk honk. You done broke my brain with that one. But yes, they all pissed. All right. Let's ask about honk. Let's ask about Pan.
You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness.
That checks out.
Pumping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
I'm sure he would love to hear that. All right, let's ask about Athena.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior
Yep,
goddess.
definitely a
She
warrior.
was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started
Yep.
the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
Yeah, that's about right. She was very spiteful too. I guess so were a lot of the Greek gods, but you know, there's that.
Just
Let's ask
how
about the
many
idols.
gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there is never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me, I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of the Olympians seem to be gone.
I was kind of wondering
Makes you
about
think
that.
about what's been lost. But also, what might still be out there.
I mean, clearly, you know, we already know that Persephone killed Hades, which was an interesting twist, but you know, there's that. Ask about the other
I think
gods.
there might be other gods out there.
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? And all those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too.
There's a book that's exactly about that. It's called American Gods.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, that's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
Freddy is such a nerd, and I love it.
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really?
American Idol, indeed.
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
I hope the idol stayed a secret.
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Ah, yep.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine
point.
the headline, Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Weird conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
People don't believe what they don't want to believe. No more questions.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
All right. I think it's time for us to go to bed. To the apartment.
Oh, hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddy?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
You know Freddy?
What, you and Freddy are friends now? When did this happen?
When I came looking for you, Friday has this movie that I've never seen. Super cool, right?
Something sus about this.
Oh, would you rather not share your mortal friends? Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
Do I have a choice?
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
Athena entered the mortal world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
Wonder why not.
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
I'm feeling a little sus about this.
Never leaves the building?
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
Owl, always watching. Is this what you do?
So this is what you do? Ferry people around?
I'm the god of messengers, baby. Travelers, doorways, any kind of transition, really. The old Hermes said that the transition part made even more sense for me, which, you know, extra cool, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's a cute little
I
reference
connect
there.
Any two doorways anywhere, just like that. So it's super easy to take people wherever. I don't mind.
Do you like running
You
errands?
say it's easy, but do you like doing all these errands?
Yeah, I never thought about it. It's nice to have a purpose. Athena is super sweet, and she has a big, important job. Why wouldn't I want to help her out?
You can't be this nice. Are you for real?
Oh, well, the old Hermes used to say that a willingness to serve is more important than a willingness to be served.
You knew the old Hermes?
You mentioned the old Hermes a lot. You knew him?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while. It wasn't a great time, and he took me in. Everyone's on the same journey, he used to say. Only the roads are different. And then he went on his journey. Man, I still miss him every day.
Wait, isn't he still inside you? Aren't you kind of the same person now?
Not yet. It's only been a year. Maybe I'll feel him again one day. That'd be nice.
Guess it's time to go.
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddie, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Thanks, I guess.
Get it together, Grace. Oh, and we're choosing a trait again. Well, I guess we've already picked clever, so I guess we can't pick that anymore. But now we gotta pick something else. Do we pick charming or do we pick kick-ass? This is Grace with soul and charisma. She tries to do the right thing, and everyone likes her more for it. And then we have kick-ass, in your face. This Grace is very punk rock and not afraid to get reckless and aggressive when it's called for. We've kind of done a little bit of a bounce between, and I agree, Paul, we kind of did a little bit of a bounce between clever and charming during some of the important scenes where we had to make those choices, with maybe like one or two little smidges of kick-ass. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe going from clever to lean into charming, but you know, I'm open to a poll. I'm open to hearing what people have to say. What pick? Secret third choice. Charmed, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards charming anyways, so that kind of makes sense. I definitely want to do a kick-ass run if I were to do this again, but like, you know, I don't know that I'm quite ready to just jump straight into kick-ass. Do I know about the secret third thing? No. What is the secret third thing? See, back in the day, people would have salt and pepper on tables to season their food. Indeed. And a secret third thing. Which would be some sort of spice. Or something. I mean, I guess it depends. If you're talking about, like, French fries, I know that, you know, malt vinegar is a thing. There's also ketchup. And everyone just knew what the secret third thing was. But history failed to record what it was. Or did it even exist to begin with? Was there ever actually a third thing? These are the real questions. Well, it seems like overall we're leaning towards going towards the charming direction. It's a real story about reality. I think we can go ahead and call this poll. I don't see the votes going any further. So I think we're going to lean towards charming. Charmed, I'm sure.
There
you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
I prefer to stand, thanks.
As you like. You've certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but even you must have realized its off limits. Particularly for your mortal friend.
I have to prove my innocence. You know what happened there. You're annoyed. Let's see. I have to prove my innocence. You know what happened there. I mean, the logical one seems to be I have to prove my innocence. There's also... I don't know that we're ready to necessarily accuse her yet, even though I really want to. But you're annoyed? You know, there's that. But I don't know that for a fact. But I guess we just go for the proof. I have to prove my innocence.
Am I not supposed to be proving my innocence? Would you prefer I did nothing?
I'd prefer you didn't break any other rules in the meantime.
Such as? Do you have a list I can read, or do you just make them up as you go?
You think our judgment was rash? It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care deeply. I care about what happens to you and to all the idols.
Got a funny way of showing it. Ooh, let's see. And where has that gotten them? Like you care about Medusa? Yeah, maybe we don't jump right to the Medusa one yet, but we can go with, and where has that gotten them?
Do you really? Let's explore where all that caring has gotten them, shall we? You're holding on with a grip so tight, your knuckles are turning white. But that's not enough, is it? Every idol I've met is either lost or broken, or both. They're all slipping through your fingers. If you actually cared about them, you'd do something about it instead of sitting up here worrying about your precious rules.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next. Walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered. And by one of our own. The list goes on.
So you add to it? Oh, that's accusatory. Why tell me this? That's terrible. Zeus did like being a swan too much. The honk bonk. Let's see, I'm thinking... So why tell me this?
I've heard most of that, sure. What does it have to do with me?
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean, our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy that spans millennia, dating back to the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate, even if it appears unfair.
I could have helped you. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I could have helped you. I mean, let's go with the wise approach since, you know, we are talking to the goddess of wisdom, maybe.
You know, it's too bad. I've been an idol for 5 minutes, and I've been out there solving problems you've all wrestled with for how long now? I could have helped you, Athena. I could have helped all of you. But you don't see that, do you? You're so busy holding on to what you have. You can't see what you're throwing away.
I know we've put a great deal on your shoulders, Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is. If you have any other questions or concerns, now's the time to bring them up.
All right. Let's discuss. Okay, you know what? I am kind of. Who can access the reliquary?
Who has access to the reliquary? Is it anyone with a key, or...
Does it matter? You gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
Ooh. Same way Calliope got it, or I won't tell you. I think probably same way Calliope got it. Yeah. I mean, I don't really think I should tell her in general, but... Yeah, probably just better to say I won't tell you.
I'd rather not say.
Well, you're loyal, at least. I had to ask.
You went to the reliquary?
Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate told you what happened?
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
If you had known about that, the night Calliope died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal. One she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of uncertainty, Grace. I'm sorry.
Still seems sus. How about Medusa?
All right, let's talk about Medusa.
Met her, have you?
Why does she work for you?
I just have to know why. Of all the people you could have working for you, why her?
We could have left her behind. I elected to bring her because, in the end, she is my responsibility. But Medusa didn't want charity. She volunteered to work in my service. It's trying at times. Now, if there isn't anything else...
Oh, there is. Guess tell me about Pan.
What do you know of Pan?
Pan? That's not a name I expected to hear. Been sniffing around you, has he?
I have some suspicions, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Pan lurks at the edges because he likes it there, seeking out whatever profit he thinks he can get away with. Avoid him, dear, or he'll stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe.
Is Pan a killer? Do I feel like we want to ask that of Athena? I'm not sure. Why is Pan so sticky? I don't know. How do we feel about asking her directly if Pan's a killer? I don't know. I mean, I feel like almost all the gods have to be to some degree. I'm gonna ask.
Okay, so you don't like Pan much. I get that. But do you think he could kill someone?
We've all killed, my dear.
Yep, there it is.
I was once a warrior queen, feared by mortals and gods alike.
Another idol, I mean.
Is that where your investigation has led you? To Pan?
I'm missing something.
Sort of, but I feel like I'm missing something important. Maybe the goddess of wisdom could help me out?
It would be helpful to know what Calliope was doing at the reliquary, but she's not available to ask. Not until you regain her memories, at least.
Why not put off the trial until then? Seems like a good way to solve all this. Yeah?
And trust what you decide to share? I think not.
Okay, I'll go.
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace. If there's another way to resolve this, any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Still seems kind of sus.
Good luck. Feel free to take a cookie on your way out.
I don't know. Athena kind of sus.
Don't take it personally, Grace. Athena's first instinct is to follow the rules whenever things get rough. As if she believes that if the idols don't blindly follow every rule to the letter, we'll dissolve into utter chaos.
Well, is she right?
Probably.
Are the idols really dying?
Do you think she's telling the truth? About the idols dying out?
I'm not sure. I mean, if it is true, why hasn't she told the rest of the chorus?
There's that too.
It sounds like she doesn't trust you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. At any rate, I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint her again.
Uh-oh, what now?
You need to go back to the reliquary, Grace.
I bet I know why.
You know, Athena said something to me. That it'd be nice to know what Calliope was doing there in the first place.
And she's correct.
It's the only piece of the puzzle we're missing. Calliope went there because she had a plan.
But what plan?
But what plan?
If she left clues behind, wouldn't Hecate have found them already?
That's a really good question.
We can't ask Calliope what her plan was. But you might be able to remember what she was doing there.
Her memories? But I thought...
That it will take years, yes. But if you go somewhere important to Calliope, or touch something special to her, you'll get flashes, feelings.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have deja vu?
I'm willing to wager the place Calliope met her fate has left its mark in Grace's psyche. We have only to uncover it.
Okay. How do we get into the reliquary? Don't catch feelings.
Over there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
I'm certainly not suggesting we ask Athena for permission.
Then you mean...
A week ago, I would have said breaking into the reliquary was impossible. Yet it appears Hecate can be surprised. If her book says she will be.
Let's hope the book says that again, I guess.
Unless you've some other plan. I'm all ears, as they say.
The reliquary has alarms.
What about the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms. At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then they discover you and we apologize profusely.
I mean, fair.
Will not be a good look, though, just saying.
Easier to ask forgiveness than permission. Sure this'll work?
Sure about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
I do know something about how memories work after the transition, but no, I'm not certain. You want certainty? Wait until your trial. Without discovering more, the outcome of that is certain.
Oof.
What if Medusa is lying? What about Pan? We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, my, you're just full of ideas, aren't you? Do you have any suggestions regarding how we might go about doing that?
Deja vu it is.
What will I be looking for?
Let's say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of who attacked Calliope, or why she was there. Anything we could work with. I've spoken to almost all the idols, and every single one says they hadn't seen or heard from her. If she was keeping to herself, then why now? What started this? We're missing something important, Grace.
What if Grace goes there and the memory she sees is that she attacked Calliope? A Grace from the future.
Really, Freddy?
It'd be a twist.
It would be a twist. There's no other
Is
way.
there really no other way? This seems a bit desperate.
That's because we are desperate, Grace. Either we take this shot at learning the truth, or we overthrow Athena and the chorus by force, and disregard this stupid trial.
She's joking, right?
I don't think Persephone has that kind of sense of humor.
Right?
Okay, let's do this.
Right then. Back to the reliquary it is.
Any idea how you want to do this, Grace? Because I'm game to help.
Cool. I'm sure we can figure something out.
We got this.
I can't go in with you. Hecate would sense me right away. I will, however, stay close by. Now that doesn't mean you should take stupid risks. Don't be a fool, Grace.
Too late. I'll be fine. I have to take risks. I kind of like the too late.
We're already way beyond that, aren't we?
Come on, the time for adventure is now.
Oh, this will not end well. I know it.
We're gonna get in trouble. Oh, let's see. We have choices. Let's see. Freddy distracts Hecate. Be honest with Hecate. Sneak in the back way. Giggity. Sneaky, honest, or other sneaky? Do we feel like if we're honest with Hecate, that Hecate would hear us out? Because I feel like Hecate is kind of like Athena, where she's kind of strict by the rules. Sneaking in the back way seems like that's just asking for trouble. Freddy distracting Hecate also kind of seems like trouble. But Hecate does kind of like Freddy. So maybe that could work. But that also kind of gets Freddy caught in the crossfire and possibly gets Freddy into trouble. Do we feel like we can trust Freddy to distract Hecate? Or is that just asking ourselves for trouble? Maybe we just go with sneaky sneaky. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling distract is a bad idea. So sneak or be honest. I feel like if we're honest that she's not going to hear us out. Maybe we do have to try to sneak. But I feel like if we try to sneak, she's going to catch us. And then we have to explain ourselves. But maybe, if we're honest, we might be able to win over Asterion, and maybe Asterion could help us again. I don't know. Did I miss something? Have I been able to work on the old request from building a character? Oh, shoot. I actually totally forgot that that was something that I needed to work on. I'm going to have to go back through my logs and go pick that up again and take a look at that. My sincerest apologies. That has completely fallen onto the back burner. I'll try and see if I can take a look at, find the original request and see if I can come up with something before the next stream. Sorry about that. I feel like we're clever and we're nice, which tells me that honesty is probably the best route here. I'm leaning towards honesty. We're going to do honesty.
Ah, so that is now. Oh, you were expecting us? It is written that you would come, yes.
That is so cool. I kid you not.
Yet it was
Oh,
also
you're such
written
a-
that
you're
you would
such a sneak.
sneak into the reliquary as Calliope did, so this encounter is unanticipated.
We surprised her again. I didn't want to sneak in. Your book was wrong again. I have to do this. Let's say I didn't want to sneak in.
I figured talking face to face would be more civilized and, you know, less dangerous. I appreciate your motivation, though surely you cannot think mere etiquette will change my answer.
This involves Athena. That seems like a clever response. Yes, I agree.
The only reason you won't let me in is because Athena forbids it, right? She is the one to whom I made my promise, yes. What if I said that she's a suspect in Calliope's death? Is she a suspect? She's an idol. I don't know that she's not a suspect. Yet. Without more evidence, isn't her command potentially self-serving?
Mm-hmm. It's a good point.
You will regret this. That is also written.
That is a yes.
Go quickly. Look, but do not touch. The reliquary stores many artifacts.
Honesty wins again.
Got it. Okay, Grace. What the heck do you do now?
These are the big questions. Now go touch all the things.
Of all the times to not have
Giggity.
Freddie around. She'd love this. First things first, how do I do this? Where do I even start? Calliope must have been here. She could have stood in this very spot. Maybe if
Did
I
she?
just focus.
Find your heart's song. What are we up to?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I've definitely been here before.
Oh. Snap. Those are relics from the gods. Let's see. We have egg, instrument, mask, trident, apple, branch, scroll, statue. Well, instrument makes sense because, you know, we're a muse. Let's check that out.
Is that a weapon? A musical instrument? Maybe it's both.
Okay. There's an egg. We're only looking, we're not touching.
I don't get any feeling from that. Will I know it when I see it?
It's a snake. There's a statue.
Shouldn't that be in a museum somewhere?
It belongs in a museum. There's a scroll. That seems interesting.
I don't even know what language that is.
I'm kind of thinking the trident is it too, but I want to check out everything. Let's look at the mirror. Oh, here we are.
This is it. Calliope was here. She was standing right here. And she...
Oh my. What's this now? This doesn't bode well.
Uh-oh.
Do you work for Hecate? We can talk about this. I'm sorry. We can talk about this.
I don't suppose there's any chance you'll put those knives away.
That's a little creepy.
Okay, then.
And our powers don't work on them. That's cool. Love that for us.
What's happening? Why didn't it work?
I'm guessing the fates too. They seem very fatey. Oh, and they're teleporters too. We love that.
Oh! Grace?
Freddy?
Freddy! We've got to run! My powers don't work on them, they just keep coming!
Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of this. Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
No, I won't let you!
Oh fuck.
Freddy!
That just happened. That just happened.
Oh God, Freddy!
By the gods.
Well,
Furies.
shit. Those were the Furies!
Those beings were the Furies, beyond all our laws. Not idols, but the embodiment of retribution. How did you draw them here?
I didn't. There was a big mirror, but I didn't even touch it.
There is only one mirror of which you could be speaking. That used by the goddess Nyx to contact the Fates. Using the mirror would not have brought the Furies down upon you. Not unless the Fates themselves decreed it.
The hell? You need to help Freddy.
I don't care what brought them. They killed Freddy. You need to help her.
I have no power over life and death, Grace. None of us have that. This was no defense or spell of the reliquaries. I do not have the power to summon the Furies, and I know none who do. You should consider yourself fortunate, Grace. They do not desist until retribution has been exacted. But now is when you leave. Pray the knowledge you obtained was worth the price.
Persephone, maybe?
Persephone, we can't just... There must be something we can do.
She made her choice, Grace.
No! It's not right!
Come. There's nothing more to be done.
Fuck! And there's no take backsies in this. The only take backsies is to start over. I know we have to do multiple run-throughs, but fuck! Guess back to the apartment.
I'm sorry it came to this, Grace. It's clear what your friend meant to you.
Should have been me. I don't know. Yeah, it should have been me.
It should have been me, not her.
Don't say that.
This was my fight, my problem. I'm already slated to die.
I kind of leaned towards her name was Freddy too,
Your
but
friend
yeah.
gave you the chance to not repeat history. Don't waste it. Grace, is that how Calliope died? Was she also attacked by the Furies? Do you remember?
Yeah. She meant to use the mirror, but she never had the chance before they came.
No doubt sent by the same person. Perhaps for the same reason.
What are they covering up?
I know Calliope was there to use the mirror, but it was just feeling. I still don't understand why.
There's only one use for that mirror. To speak to the Fates.
Yeah, okay, but why?
The Fates know all that is or will be. Destiny is theirs to command. Or so it's said. One contacts them either to know one's fate, or to change it. Not that the Fates are likely to oblige.
Right. But who can command the Furies?
Who could send the Furies after me? Even Hecate had no idea who possessed that kind of power.
No one does, not these days. Hecate herself would have been my guess. Zeus might have, in his role as king of old Olympus, but he is long gone.
Clearly someone can do it.
Unless they weren't summoned. They could have been responding to something you did unwittingly, something Calliope also did. And what that could be, I'm afraid I have no clue.
Why did the Furies stop?
If the Furies are so powerful, why did they stop? They just stabbed Freddy and left.
They're not assassins, Grace. They exist to punish.
I can see it being a
demanded
Titan.
blood, and blood was taken. It didn't need to be yours.
So if Freddy hadn't interfered,
They wouldn't have rested, not ever, until they had their due.
The Fate's that powerful?
can these fates really control the future?
They control the fate of all beings. I imagine it's they who give Apollo his powers, and they who write Hecate's books.
So someone really didn't want Calliope messing with them.
Or you, it seems.
Could it have been the fates? Maybe they don't like being called on now for anything.
They're not known to be vindictive. If they don't want to answer, they simply won't.
What are the Furies?
What are the Furies? They didn't seem like people.
Think of them as forces of nature, but an aspect mortals rarely encounter. They're older than any idol. They were created to enforce the ancient laws.
There are ancient laws now?
Well, there were. Laws even the idols had to obey from the earliest days of old Olympus. Even if they still existed and you'd broken one, we would all know. These are not petty crimes one stumbles into.
Jeez. If only we knew more.
I don't know what to do. We still have no idea why Calliope wanted to talk to the Fates.
Well, there is another way to ask them.
I wondered how long that would take.
Shh.
Hecate is enraged. She's threatened to close off the reliquary entirely and forever. Athena is beside herself.
How long have you been standing there?
Long enough. You just had to keep pushing, didn't you? Until you got what you wanted.
This isn't about me. We're out of options, Apollo, and you know there's only one other way to contact the Fates.
Oh, how convenient.
What other way?
Wait, what's this about some other way? What are you talking about, Persephone?
May I explain it to Grace, or do you have another option, Apollo? If so, now's the time. I thought not. The Fates will respond to the ruler of Hades, the true underworld and realm of the dead. What I propose is that we go there and take back the throne that was stripped from me.
Oh, shit. Did you plan this all along?
Is Apollo right? Is this something you planned all along, Persephone?
Meaning what? What, that I knew what would occur at the reliquary? Perhaps you think I'm the one who unleashed the Furies upon you.
You've waited for this opportunity for over a century.
Waited, yes. Bided my time. And the moment has arrived.
But that's not why you originally agreed to help me?
No, that's not why.
We can overthrow
Is
Hades?
that something we can do? Just go to the land of the dead and, overthrow it?
Truth be told, there isn't much to overthrow. Few mortals still believe in Hades, and thus its halls have been nearly empty for eons.
So how do you...
The throne itself is the key, both symbolically and literally. Claim it, and Hades is yours.
But you can't claim it because you're barred from Hades.
By a rule that we would need to break were we to do this, yes.
Maybe breaking a rule?
So if we go to Hades and, find your throne, how much trouble would that get us into, exactly?
A great deal.
It's not as if Athena could execute Grace a second time.
But she's already been warned about breaking more rules.
The responsibility of this will be mine. Let Athena try to take my throne again.
You tell him, Persephone. How does one find this throne?
How do we get to Hades? Do we need a key, like the reliquary?
Athena took my key, and the entrance at Lake Avernus was sealed long ago, which leaves only Hermes.
They won't take you.
They might, if you ask them to. Then why did you come, Apollo? To gloat? To wish Grace well? Or to actually help? Get us there. I'll lead us to the throne, and Grace can speak with the fates. It's simple.
I don't think it's as simple as you're making it out to be, but there's no other
Is
way.
there really no other way to talk to these fates? Do we have to take the nuclear option?
Do you want to try going back to the reliquary?
No. No.
And Pan could do a sexy dance in the shadows.
The only other person with a direct connection to the fates is Apollo here.
You know it doesn't work like that.
Then it's the throne or nothing, isn't it?
Was another crazy plan, right?
At this point, what if we got to lose?
I know, but there's no point in stopping now, is there?
I can't. I'm sorry, but this is a step too far.
And consider this, Apollo. Grace's mortal friend was slain by the Furies, according to the old laws.
Her soul is in Hades.
What does that mean? Oh, you should have led with that.
Wait, what? Freddy's in Hades? What? Persephone, why didn't you lead with that?
I didn't want it to seem like I was playing on your sympathy, Grace.
But you'll play on mine. Fine. I'll get you into Hades. But I'm not going with you.
If that's what you prefer, by all means.
It's fine, Hermes. Get this over with.
So maybe there's a chance to get our friend back? Maybe, possibly?
Shall I wait here, or...?
No. I'm not gonna lie to them. Hermes has always treated me fairly.
Oh, hey, if it isn't Apollo and Grace and, Persephone. Wow, the whole gang, huh?
I'm afraid I have to call in that favor. I need you to take Grace and Persephone to Hades.
Oh, man, I don't know. Athena specifically said I wasn't supposed to take anyone, you know? No matter what.
Oh, this is pointless. They're never gonna help us, Apollo.
Can I ask what's going on? Nobody ever tells me anything. And you want me to get in huge trouble, but for what?
It's the last piece of the puzzle. It's to save Freddy. I think it's the last piece of the puzzle, as much as it is also to save Freddy, but it's the last piece of the puzzle.
It's the only way to find out why Calliope was trying to contact the Fates.
The Fates?
There's something going on, Hermes. I'm at the edge of it, but without the Fates, I'll never know the truth.
And that means going to Hades, with or without Athena's permission.
Okay. Signal when you need to come back.
You sure?
Yeah, feels like the right thing.
Be careful, Grace. And remember, the underworld doesn't give up its shades without a price.
I think I can tell her the rules, Apollo. Let's go.
I don't like this, but here we go. I don't know, actually.
Welcome to the real underworld.
But apparently there are multiple ways that this can go.
Wow.
It's supposed to have a great deal of replayability.
It feels so empty. So lonely.
It's not completely empty. Neither is the throne, for that matter. A bitter shade named Orpheus has been squatting on it since my exile.
Orpheus is the one holding the
Be
throne?
waiting for us.
Oh man. Why haven't you mentioned him?
You didn't think to mention earlier that the throne was occupied?
Because it's irrelevant.
He's spearrunning all endings this
Isn't
month.
an idol. He's just an angry little man clinging to an existence that doesn't want him any longer.
And what are we supposed to do? Organize an armed resistance? Challenge him to a duel?
That's what you're here for.
I'm gonna fight him?
Oh, you'll see.
He's a musician. Who is Orpheus?
Who is this Orpheus? The name sounds familiar.
It should. His is a popular tale among mortals regarding how he once came to the underworld to retrieve his love, Eurydice, and left with nothing. Hades tricked him, you see, and with Hades dead, the blame has evidently fallen to me.
So he's not a fan of yours?
He is not a fan, no. Not that it matters.
Let's get on with it.
Okay, so there's an angry ghost sitting on your throne. Anything else about this trip you've neglected to mention?
Come, it's time to cross the Styx. The ferryman will come soon.
Do we get to meet Karen?
As we are not dead, you will need to convince him you are worthy of passage. State your case clearly and with determination.
That's a big boat. Oh my god, Karen's huge. Time for determination in song!
I am Persephone, also known as Despoina and Kore Sotiera, once queen of the underworld, and shall be again. No, Caron, I did not bring you any cards. I am not here to entertain you.
I'm the last muse.
Hey there! I'm Grace, idol and last of the muses. Is that enough?
Of course she's a muse. Why would she lie about such a thing? He says he's always liked the muses and that you're very pretty. No, she didn't. Neither of us brought games to play with you, Caron. Stop asking.
Poor Karan. We can find something to play.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something to amuse him.
Look at that little squee.
Put that for me.
Yes, what fun. Thank you for encouraging him. Let's get underway, Caron. It's a long ride to the throne room.
Karan is kind of adorable. It's quiet.
I wouldn't touch that. Way too much for you. Overload you. Blow a fuse. Every story. Every memory.
Right, I love him too. He's kind of adorable. I kind of love Persephone's voice.
Tears in my eyes, then suddenly I was found alone. I destroyed Hades, but was denied his throne.
Really is dead here, isn't it?
Everything here is fading away. She needs her queen.
We're here for Freddy, too.
I killed the king fair and square. They had no right to take it from me.
That wasn't your fault.
It wasn't your fault. There was
was no right or wrong. It wasn't your fault. You didn't belong. If my life was stolen, I wouldn't know where to turn. Candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
Hello. Ah.
There's music floating through. Someone's coming. And it has me singing too. We have visitors. I think we all know what to do. To the throne room. This bard's about to meet a muse.
Oh boy.
There's someone singing with us.
That would be Orpheus.
Is he a muse?
Oh, he's so much more than that.
Someone's
You
coming.
better be ready.
A wolf is waiting in the tomb.
He's a master of his
Someone's
craft.
coming.
We have to take
I
back
can feel them howling at the moon.
what is mine. Forget why we came here.
There's a name here
I won't forget,
that reeks
but you
of
can bet he
enemy.
knows someone's coming.
It's about time, Persephone.
Oh my.
Orpheus, I've been.
What happened to the music?
I have been waiting for you, Persephone, for so long. And you brought a muse. Hi. Lovely tune, by the way. Can't remember the last time I collaborated with someone so talented. No offense, Benny.
Aw, poor Benny.
To my underworld. Let me treat you to a song. A welcome gift. I have the floor. It is mine, after all. Muse. Any requests? Questions?
Do we go with Are You Really That Good, or can you help me find Freddy? I feel like maybe challenging him is the right call. Are you really that good? Yep, I think so too. Are you really that good?
Are you really that good?
Do, down, out, loop it. I wouldn't say that I'm good. I wouldn't say that I'm great.
Oh my.
I wouldn't say that my timing's perfect. I wouldn't say that I'm late.
But you can say that he's the
Best it's ever been.
He's humble.
You've ever seen. The best you've ever heard. And I haven't even really sung a single word.
Oh, we can get through all of these.
Poorly.
Okay, just getting a gauge.
Benny, backup spirit for the win. Why are you swinging at Persephone? Can you help me find Freddy? I think both are probably valid.
What's your problem with Persephone?
do, 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 loop it. Do, do, do.
I didn't do what I was told, didn't know that it was all a game. I didn't think that he would do it. Then Eurydice was gone. And Persephone stood right beside him and said, what a shame. He was always gonna kill her and you knew it. And I never got to have my revenge. My pain never ends. I see you now. Persephone won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
He Angie.
It wasn't your fault. How are you to react? It wasn't your fault. Now there's no turning back. If my love was taken, I wouldn't know where to turn. Your candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn. This tete-a-tete is over. If he's the victim, what am I?
Queen, let's not lose our composure. The muse understands.
Well, I won't comply. I'd rather
You're both fighting over nothing. Let Orpheus make his case, let Persephone make his case. I'm kind of thinking they're both fighting over nothing.
corpses in crowns, tangled and trapped, eyes full of cobwebs, only looking back. Don't you see what I see? Looks all dead to me, are both the same. The same?
I like what you're doing, Muse, but I thought you'd be on my side.
The bard is to blame for the hell that he's been in.
Scrutinize both of them.
You're the reason I'm here. I'm not here to give in.
Oh, you think I will? Can I get this through both of your heads? You're fighting over something that's dead. I mean, you should have seen this coming.
There's no point in reasoning with him, Grace.
Oh, I believe she was speaking to us both.
I certainly wish I'd seen you coming.
Pat, I'm going red again.
It isn't your fault. Hades broke you both down. It isn't your fault. This is a little ghost town. But you're forgetting Freddie. I just want her return. The candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
Here's Blush Symphony. Both of you move on. Maybe both of you move on. Yep, I'm sticking with red. Yep.
You didn't do what you were told, but you won't face the fact that you're to blame. And Persephone, you blew it. You must understand each other by now. All of this is getting kinda old. What a shame. There's the door, walk through it.
But I never got to have my revenge.
Yep. We're going for Freddy.
Our pain never ends.
Our pain never ends.
Orpheus, I promise you now, belatedly, I won't turn my back. I won't turn my back on you again.
Do we all get along now?
We have been fools.
You're right. Yet, what about the throne? We can't just leave it empty, can we?
Yeah, can't take the throne for myself because I'm not a badass, but we can destroy the throne.
All that going around in circles, digging up old wounds, and for what? So you can fight over a chair. There.
You dare. What gives you the right to interfere in this manner? That throne was not yours to break.
That throne was worthless. I had to do something. I'm sorry. Worthless? I'm thinking worthless. But then there's also the sorry. Yeah, you're right. Because I don't know. I feel like sorry's not good enough. Like, I would instinctively want to say sorry, but at the same time, it's like sorry isn't gonna fix the throne. I'm kind of thinking worthless.
Look around you, Persephone. Hades is empty. That chair you wanted so badly, it doesn't matter anymore.
It mattered to me. I paid for that throne with tears and blood, Grace. With years of humiliation you know nothing about. I thought we could help each other, but no, you would rather lecture me. So what's your plan now, Grace? I assume you must have one after that big demonstration.
There was never a plan. It's either there was never a plan or I'm going to find Freddy. Never a plan is the clever one, which seems like it should be a good choice to go with, but I also kind of feel like I want to find Freddy, but there's also find the Fates. Never a plan. I'm kind of thinking never a plan.
My plan? It's exactly the same as it was before.
You've lost me.
Come on, Persephone. Do you expect me to believe you haven't been waiting for this since you met me? You wanted to do this, but you couldn't. You needed to convince me, to convince Apollo, to convince Hermes to help you. And for that, you'd say anything, right? You'd tell us there was a way to contact the Fates.
Which there never was. You're correct.
Yep.
And Freddy?
If the throne alone could bring somebody back from the dead, surely even Orpheus would have figured it out.
So that's it. I should have realized sooner. So that's it.
That's it then. We came here for nothing.
I doubt the Fates would have responded even to the mirror, Grace. And the boundaries of death cannot be commanded away. Not even by the ruler of Hades.
Then what is this throne good for? Just a fancy chair? Bragging rights?
At the very least, I had hoped we might find your friend's spirit.
Why? We can't bring her back.
Not without great sacrifice, no. No, the rules of death are clear. Yet, you might have spoken to her. I know what it's like not to get the chance to say goodbye.
Hello? Oh shit!
Freddy, you're here.
Yeah, I've actually been watching you since you arrived. It's not like there's much else going on.
Fred,
No, don't even start, Grace. I made my decision. I don't regret it one bit.
But why?
But you sacrificed yourself. For me.
Well, yeah. I'd do anything for you, Grace. Hey, what was the alternative? I let the Furies kill you instead? That's not how this story ends.
This isn't a story, Fred.
Huh? You're wrong. It is a story. And you need to finish it. Without me.
God damn it, Freddy.
Hey, no.
I guess this is it, huh?
Almost.
Onion ninjas in the house.
I found someone while I was down here. Someone you really need to meet.
Oh shit!
Calliope? This... You can't be real. Your soul is inside Grace.
My eidolon is inside Grace. The rest of me... I'm here, Persephone.
This is real.
I guess you weren't just friends.
I guess you two were better acquainted than you said. Huh, Persephone?
We parted ways years ago. Persephone couldn't take my lectures any longer.
I'd take them now. I miss them.
No, you don't. Think about how bitterly we argued at the end. Don't blame yourself. Not when there are so many fond memories to cherish instead.
I'm still confused about the soul.
I don't get it. I thought the eidolon was Calliope's soul. But if that's true, then
The eidolon is what makes us an idol, but it's not our soul. Each of us adds a piece to it as it passes on.
But what about the memories?
The memories are but a reflection. And after the eidolon is passed on, old memories become a reflection of a reflection. That's why the idols have forgotten so much. You knew this truth once, Persephone. Long ago.
Tell us what happened.
We need to know what happened to you, Calliope. How did you die?
Why didn't you come to me? If you were in trouble, I would have protected you.
I know you would have, but I couldn't let you be drawn into Apollo's prophecy as well.
Apollo's prophecy?
He didn't tell you? No, I don't suppose he could have.
So, Apollo saw a prophecy.
Long story.
I think I understand.
You don't mean to say that Apollo is responsible for your death, right? But his prophecy is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It said I needed to die.
Someone else knew about the prophecy. Athena.
Yep.
No.
Then she sent the Furies after me when I went to the reliquary. I barely escaped. I fled back to the mortal world. To you.
Why me?
Why come to me? Of all the places you could have run to, why come to my apartment?
Because I was dying.
But I couldn't save you. I barely even knew you.
I was wandering the streets that night, wondering if I should go to the reliquary or just flee. And I heard you singing. I followed you home after to see where you lived. I didn't know what would happen to me, but I thought...
She planned this from the very start.
I knew I had to hold out until I reached you.
Ooh. We can go the angry approach, or the none of this is your fault, or the thank you. I don't know. Do we say thank you? I don't think it's entirely her fault either, but like, I'm kind of thinking choice. Yeah.
I wish you hadn't. You didn't give me any choice.
I wanted to. I thought I would at least have time to explain.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have believed you.
The Furies, they kept coming. It was all I could do just to reach you. I am so sorry, Grace. I truly did not mean for it to be like this.
Tell me about why'd you go to the reliquary?
Why did you go to the reliquary? We know about the mirror, but...
You wanted to annul the prophecy.
And the Fates are the only ones who could, if they would even help me. I doubted it, but I was desperate. I never got the chance to ask. Someone told Athena where I was going, and she must have realized what I meant to do.
But how did she get the Furies to attack you? They aren't pets. You didn't break any of the old laws.
I don't know. Maybe it's something the ruler of the idols can do. But you'd have to ask Athena.
Went to Pan for the key?
You went to Pan for the key to the reliquary, right?
Yes. He's the reason I knew about Nyx's mirror, actually. He told me about it long ago.
He told Medusa where you went. She, I expect, told Athena.
Oh. Pan couldn't have known what it would mean. I didn't explain.
That's it. You forgive him, just like that.
I'm sure he feels guilty enough, my love.
Tell me about the prophecy.
Apollo hates using his power. Why would he have given a prophecy to Athena?
Because she demanded it.
Yep, and Pan cleared.
She was desperate.
How did you even find out?
Apollo was horrified after he delivered the prophecy, and he refused to stay silent. And he came to warn me. He was torn. Telling me meant I was locked into it. I still think he did the right thing. Though I expect he disagrees.
What did the prophecy say?
What was the prophecy? Surely I need to hear it.
If I tell you, you'll be locked into it, just like me.
But the prophecy doesn't just say you have to die. There's more to it, right? They always require interpretation.
Apollo told Athena that. He begged her not to jump to conclusions, but maybe she was right.
It's about me too.
It doesn't just involve you, does it? It involves me. It must, or you wouldn't hesitate.
Athena wanted to know if there was a way to save the idols. The answer was this. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives.
And I'm the last muse.
And now you know the prophecy.
Well, shit. Do you blame Athena?
Do you blame Athena for what she did?
She wanted to save the idols. And I wanted that too.
Well, I blame her. And Apollo for not telling us what she'd done.
If he had, Grace would have been locked into the same fate as Calliope.
We don't know that.
This isn't fair. So what now?
I have to go back. And I have no idea what will happen. None of this seems real.
So we're gonna sing about it.
So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud of you, but it's time to go. I never truly saw before how trapped we were, so far from shore. Great at the time, but it's time to go. It's time to
I'll miss you so much. What will I do without you? What will I do without you? I'll miss you so much. I guess Orpheus just kind of effed off.
in my soul. You will remain with me, a best friend through the dark. Gone, you're irreplaceable. It's time to go. It was quick and so was I. I was not prepared to die, but Grace, I choose this, and I know you'll get by. It's time. So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud, Grace.
Freddie, I gave everything to watch you go. I know.
Now it's time to go.
It's time to go.
Well, this sucks.
You've returned. And I see Freddy isn't with you. I'm so sorry, Grace. Did you at least get to speak to the Fates?
No.
Then what happened?
You found Calliope. Yeah, you found Calliope.
Then we found Calliope.
Calliope, but her Eidolon is inside you. How
It
could...
doesn't work like that. The Eidolon is only a part of an idol. The rest just...
Calliope told us what happened. The prophecy, how you warned her, how you've been lying to us. You knew. You knew the truth this entire time, even when you said you were helping Grace.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Tell me everything.
Is there more you haven't told me? Did you know about the Furies as well?
No. I didn't know how Calliope died.
But you knew Athena was behind it.
I thought I could nudge you in the right direction. Help you find the truth without learning about the prophecy.
Well, you failed. We know it now.
Then it's done. You're locked into it.
Isn't the prophecy open to interpretation? Couldn't you be wrong about how it ends?
When am I not wrong, Grace?
That's right. Leave. It's what you're best at. I don't know how this will affect your trial. We could tell them what we've learned. Even without proof, it makes enough sense that Athena couldn't just brush it off. But if she believes you need to die in order to save the idols, if she truly believes that...
And that's why she's so determined that it's time for us to die. We should make a deal? Could the prophecy be true about what happened? We could make a deal. What kind of a deal will we make? We should make... Again, we chose the clever route for a reason. Let's see if we can go the clever route.
Does there still need to be a trial? If we go to Athena privately, maybe we could work out some kind of deal.
She won't make a deal. All that will afford her is a chance to kill you before the trial.
She tried that once already.
And your friend died as a result. No, it's a clever thought, but Athena needs to be changed
$20 to keep your
in front of
case.
everyone. I intend to keep my promise. We go to the trial and I'll help you, even if it means overthrowing Athena. Calliope would approve.
But what about...
Just so you understand, our chances aren't good. I suggest you do whatever necessary to prepare.
Boy.
Great.
Oh boy. This is my last chance to speak to anyone before the trial. Love this for us. Well, this is a good opportunity for us to go ahead and take a quick little break. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and then we'll start having some more heavy conversations and see where this leads us.